Always, before we talk science and this outcome, I want to hear your thoughts. So get down in the comment section, tell me your opinion on this result and what do you think is next for Loma. Now hit that like button and let's talk science. Man, Loma is one of the most impressive fighters in boxing currently to me, because he's a rickety old man, if I'm being honest. He's a rickety old man with somewhat of a fragile body, with all due respect, because he gets more touched up to his core than Aubrey Graham. But he's not just older in the smaller divisions, which is a much bigger disadvantage than in the larger divisions, but he's also usually significantly smaller than his opponent, like from Nakatani to Teofimo to Devin Haney. Kambos is bigger, but not as much. For someone like him, it's impossible to pin down just one thing that you can say is just super impressive. But when I'm watching him, I think I'm looking at the foremost master of range control and just like distance manipulation in the game. Watching him go in and out of range, not just the positioning, but just the range and the distance control in general. It's just ridiculous to watch. Like, I think Shakur's pretty high up there, but I think Loma's on a different level to probably anyone I see in the sport currently. And what makes his distance control so crazy is that he can make you miss slightly by repositioning himself out of range, or he can make you miss by crashing in and making a shot cuff. So like if someone's trying to throw left hook, he gets inside and now you landing with your arm instead of your fist. It's insane to watch his feet, and they're almost like a machine. It's like it's one of the weirdest things. He changes directions like a robot, and then he's also in and out of range, and he can go forward, backward at any time. It's one of the most just weird and cool things to watch in boxing, in my opinion, currently. Let's talk about my prediction. Once Loma starts coming over the top of Kambosos' lead shoulder with his jab, that right hand of Loma's, this fight is going to change in its complexion. Kambosos' jab is going to get neutralized. Kambosos isn't going to have too many tools to stop Loma from advancing and taking angles. So Loma's going to start looking like Lomachenko and blasting them with left hands towards probably around round 3 or 4. And Loma's just going to start cooking them basically. And Kambos is going to have some occasional successful offense, but once we get to around 5, 6, 7, Loma's going to be in his bag, and he's going to be landing almost at will because Kambos doesn't really have too much head movement. The reason why I point that part out of the video, and you should watch the full prediction, it's only 4 minutes, combat simulation. A big part of the concise combat analysis is going to be dedicated to the lead hand of Loma, bullying and controlling Kambosos from feints to power punches. He was pushing him around the ring. He was manipulating the guard, like how he got the finish, backing him up. He was just doing whatever he wanted to based off of that right hand. We will get a vintage Lomachenko performance, maybe not no mas. I'm not sure, although there's a very strong likelihood of a finish compared to more recent fights that Loma's been in. And if he does finish him, it'll be around 9 or 10, maybe 11, but probably around round 9 or 10. So that part of the prediction is a little bit weird because I say vintage Lomachenko, but then I say he's also going to get a finish. Then I also say it won't be no mas. That's confusing. I think basically I was confused on how the whole stoppage thing would work. I thought he would stop Kambosos, but I don't know if they were throwing a towel, whatever. They threw in a towel. So it was no mas Chenko. So there goes that one. Now this is how I said Kambosos would likely get hurt. One of two options. Loma might also catch him as he's leaving range or exiting range with a cross that surprises him, and the cross will kind of buzz him, and then Loma will follow up with some shots that hurt him further. Those are the types of phases where I think if Loma's going to get a finish, it's going to be in either of those two scenarios. Thought a cross as Kambosos was backing up was going to get him, and he was tagging Kambosos with those. But I didn't expect a body shot. That's one thing that I definitely got wrong about the prediction, but everything else I think was very, very accurate. You can tell me what you think. Now, like I said earlier, he takes some rounds off, but honestly, Loma could stop him at some earlier points in the fight. But maybe Kambosos was showing a good chin, because some of these shots that Loma was landing on him was dropping other people, like or rocking Devin Haney, dropping Nakatani, rocking Richard Coleman. Loma, he a little man, but he got some heavy hands, for the little old rickety man that he is. And I say that as a form of endearment because I do like Loma, but he's like an old weathered vet, I think also, not just him taking his foot off the gas, I think sometimes those body shots force him to take his foot off the gas. I do think body shots is crucial in slowing Loma down. And you know what Fury is going to be doing next week. You know Fury is going to be trying to work that body. So that's going to be interesting to see. And we're going to go in depth this week to break down all the stuff leading up to that next Saturday. Now, before we go, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Concise combat analysis coming. And then a bigger analysis also coming. Just stick around and find out. Notification bell on so you don't miss that. It might be a premiere. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But just be on the lookout later. Technically today because it's 12 a.m. All right, Immortality Serum.